Okay. Basics. Okay. Chainsaws. I don't care if you're getting steel, which for most people is the Cadillac, the chainsaws.
And how much was that?
This one here.
No, now.
I was gonna check on that, and I didn't. I apologize.
They're in the $300 range.
A little one like this is $300 to $400.
Really? Is that?
I would go to Cal Ranch or Ben Franklin. Colorland's
More
where you'll have to get them fixed, but that's what they do, you know. And nothing against them. I mean,
just take a note. You call it Ben Franklin, but Ace Hardware actually has a small engine mechanic there.
yes.
And I've had mine tuned up there for like $30. So
Yeah.
they're a lot less expensive than Colorland.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
What about IFA?
I don't know if they've got them or not. I don't think they do.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Cal Ranch.
Yeah.
You say Ace.
And Ace.
Ben Franklin. Hearst.
Yeah.
Depending on how far
Hearst.
you've been around.
Yep.
How long you've been around. But you know, and depending on what you're doing, you don't need a big.
What size is that? 16-inch bar?
That's an 18-inch bar.
Okay.
Okay. I've got two others that are 20-inch bars. This is a little 025, but as far as horsepower, it's high. But I've got two big ones that my big steel. Well, I've got a Husqvarna, which I got at Lowe's a number of years ago. Good machine, good saws. I got a big steel as a Christmas present from my folks one year, and just as an example.
Could I handle that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's enough.
I mean, it's pretty good size. You know.
Do they do
but this-
battery
this-
ones?
I got a battery one.
And no
Bar,
good?
same size. It works really well.
Does
For the, depends on how the diameter of your tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I've got a cordless drill and a light and a blower and a vacuum. You know, I mean, a lot of stuff I had on the truck with me because I didn't have, but, and not to get off subject, but I got a friend that's still in the construction business. He just does remodels and little things like that. He's got everything with battery.
Right. Well, so much
I mean,
lighter.
chop saw, everything.
Right.
So battery powered. I saw. I had to have we're getting off, but forgive me. A tire changed on my semi trailer. The guys came out, had a battery powered impact wrench for those big. I mean, the impact gun that they use twice that size. Normal, it's usually air. So you get the right stuff. But it's probably a low price. But yeah, you don't have to worry about gas. You don't have to worry about oil. Which segue. Excuse me. But I don't care what brand of saw you got. If it's a gas powered saw, buy a quality oil. You have to mix it. One little can to 1 gallon of gasoline. I've been trying to think how to word this. Follow me. I was going cutting wood. I was going early in the morning. Bracken's in Enterprise wasn't going to be open. I thought I had oil. One of my kids was still in town. Hey, go buy Hearst. Ben Franklin, give me 10 oil. Brings it home. All they had was, and I don't even remember what brand. I thought, okay, no big. Okay. I would have been better off, even at today's fuel price, go to town. And this is back when Ben Franklin didn't carry steel. So But anyway, the $2 can of oil or bottle of oil instead of the $3.50 the good stuff cost me $700.
And that's steel, that's a little steel.
That's steel. Like I said, I don't care. I mean, I learned the hard way. Travis Aldridge, who is smaller, I would suggest if you can get it sometime, get into it. It's just little things, no matter what the number is. But I learned the hard way. Good quality oil. This goes to a gallon of gas. It doesn't seem like much. Any mathematicians, instead of getting a full gallon, I get 0.95 gallons of gas. Not quite. So the ratio of oil is just a little bit more.
And not diesel,
I
it's
learned that.
regular,
Gasoline.
regular gas.
I haven't been a big proponent of the ethanol-free stuff, the blue nozzle. But now that it's been around for a while, you can leave it in your lawnmower, whatever.
I've
and
been
it
using it in
doesn't.
my car.
Yeah, well, people,
We've been about 4 years now, but only ethanol free in everything. Small engines, big engines.
Are
we
you?
run it in all.
I'm going to now.
We run it in all our four-wheelers, side by side stuff, the ranch, the Dodge, it's just better. Small engine stuff. It's Rachel's been doing it in the lawnmowers, forever. I didn't think that big a deal. Apparently, I mean, I know the principle. Basically, it doesn't gum up if it's left, like a regular gasoline.
And it doesn't dry out your sills.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
what
well,
the
that's
mechanic told me.
right.
You'd save that $1,000 job if you just run ethanol-free fuel
Even in your cars, like,
in the car. Yeah.
I mean, I know people do it,
Mhm.
but yeah, for smaller engines, I've heard of people. But anyway, so oil, gas. Okay, this little tool here is about your best friend as far as a chainsaw. You buy a chainsaw, it'll come. You can buy others. You can buy it. You don't have to buy the whole chainsaw to get one. If you have a couple, or 5, like that's. But this tool, unless you're Travis Aldridge or a mechanic, this tool will do everything you need. Loosens your cover here, which gets you into your chain. And just while I'm doing this, if you get one, I don't know how an electric one is. You use bar oil. We'll get to that. But chainsaws leak. I don't care.
All of them.
The bar oil and what that is, it's a lubricant to lubricate the chain.
I got one of those long extension ones. It's battery, but I have to keep
Yeah, good oil.
the
Because that
oil.
lubricant.
And it does, even if I keep it, they tell you to pour it out every time, but I keep it tipped right off. But it's still kind of down the handle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now, I did this on purpose. See all this junk? Okay. It's probably been at least 7 years since I really went out and got one. These folks know, not to bore you, but I've been driving trucks for a while. I'd be gone 4, 5, 6 weeks. I came home for a week or two, but I don't know. Gone cutting with last month, but I did it. My girls, while I've been gone, they haven't gone out and cut wood, but trim the tree, the fruit trees or whatever this is. They know how to use it. They're not the best at taking care of them, and I'm not knocking my girls, don't get me wrong. But we don't use it that much if Dad wants to. So it's dirty, okay? I'm not gonna do it here because I don't want to make a mess, but every time I'm out cutting, every time I fill up the gas, you fill up the oil, usually you change the chain, I do, and I clean everything out.
So how many chains do you have? You put a new fresh chain on every time or just change it?
It depends. Okay. I've got, okay, my two big saws are 24, I think they're 24 bars. This one's an 18. I've probably got 20 chains for my big saws, and I've got about 8 for this one. Okay. Now, some people would say, why so many? I hate sharpening chains out of it. I bring them sharp. If it goes dull, I change. They're not cheap. I've spent some money for convenience, but also I keep referring to Travis because maintenance and stuff I've learned from. But if you get a chain too dull, you're going to waste so much of it sharpening it that you're better off, even if you get the little hand sharpener out of the field, just touching it up versus sharpen it really good. So
How would is there someone I could pay to do it?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get to that. So anyway, I mean, I'm talking about stuff and I'm jumping around. Okay, but your chain goes on the sprocket here. This is basically your drive shaft, the car, like a car. It gets in these little cogs on the chain. I don't want to do like some pin. Can you see the on the inside the cogs, and then these are
I
the
used to take
teeth.
off the bicycle.
They're very similar to a bike chain. Yeah. This has got sprockets like on a bike. So, okay, another thing. Every time I change the blade, I turn the bar over. Because you got to roll it here on the, and if it wears too much, just like rotating the tires on the car. Okay. I rotate the bar. There again, a Travis thing. I mean, everybody does.
One of the things I've noticed, when your chain does get dull, and you do make a change, your chain, you gotta make sure that chain is on the right. So you can get back.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. You notice the point, the sharp side versus the flat dull side.
Okay, this is, okay, so you want it which way? Turn it
Okay,
around
top, it goes this way.
clockwise?
You go, well, yeah, looking at, there you go, looking at it this way,
Okay.
it goes clockwise, and you want it to go.
So you want
cut
the sharp one
into,
front?
yes. 'Cause you're
Okay.
gonna, what you're doing is you're cutting. I mean, some guys will cut up underneath and use the top, but generally, this is where you're cut. So it's going, I mean, it's chewing at it. It's kicking back. That's why all the dust kind of collects in here and gums up. But yes, thank you, Brother Christian, because
But if you change
You
it
can-
backwards, so
you can put them on backwards. And now I'm gonna try to do this while I talk about it. But you just take your screwdriver and, okay, fill this room, your wire brush, whatever, just to keep that stuff clean. Is it
And then on
gonna
the
work
inside,
with it?
on the inside too there?
Yeah, all
also?
over.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to make,
Screwdriver,
well, your I mean, your multi-tool there. Okay. Just something to scrape. But like I said, a wire brush, anything like that. You can throw chains around and they're gonna get,
they get loose.
it's like a Rubik's Cube, it's not, but,
You got it.
I mean, I forced it. So all you gotta do is look at it, say, okay. Oh, no. Yeah, it takes you a second to figure it out, because they're not long. But it's not broken. It's not in a knot that you can't fix. Okay. So, best way to do it is
Yeah, just go,
kind of lay it flat.
if you lay it flat, it's easy.
And you're trying to do it and I can't do it. I wanted it to do it and I wouldn't do it. Now I can't undo it. But anyway, so just keep everything clean. Okay. Roll your bar over. Another thing, if these are untight enough not to leak while you're using it, you're not going to get them.
Okay.
Stick that in
Yeah.
there. Twist it off. Okay, this is the gas one, the big one stuff. This is your oil. This is your bar oil. Okay. Fill them both up.
Oh, so you need oil in your gas plus bar oil.
Yes, the two-cycle motor. So the little
Okay.
cannon. This is bar oil. This is the
Okay.
big one. Okay.
And that's steel also?
Bar oil. Bar
Doesn't
oil
matter.
is bar oil.
Okay.
It's just
It
it's
won't hurt the engine.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't
Okay.
go in here. It's you use Valvoline, Chevron, you use Buddy.
Or oil for the gas.
Right.
You gotta watch carefully.
Yeah. And
You don't know
You
what
made that mistake too.
I did.
and this is goopy. Okay. It's especially if it's a little cold. It's
Okay.
sticky. The viscosity of it is high, low, whatever, whichever. It's sticky and so it lubricates. But generally, I've never come across the saw that does not go along with what I'm saying. What I'm going to say. If you need gas, you need bar. It may not be empty. You're going to run out of gas. Your bar oil is not going to be empty, and it's designed that way, so it doesn't run out. So you're sitting there still cutting it. Okay, but it'll be pretty close.
You don't want your bar oil lower than what, a quarter or something?
Well, that's what I say. I've yet to come across the saw. They're designed that your bar
To
oil
leak
will
it.
not run out before your gas.
Oh, okay.
So if you're putting gas in it, top off your bar.
Just top it all over.
Yeah. Now, there are saws. This one, these little ones are. My big one, my big steel, you can adjust the amount of oil. You can adjust the oiler. But even at that, they're designed not to run out. Okay, so just okay. I don't know. I'm gonna try something. I'm glad Travis wasn't watching.
Maybe he is.
Because about 5 o'clock, I mean, this thing's dirty, but it's pretty clean for what it was 2 hours. About 5 o'clock, I put it out on the lawn. I turned it over.
Oh, boy.
Oh, did you?
I did. So let's see what happens. Okay. Typical motor. And they're all pretty much the same. The mechanisms might be a little different to choke it, the full choke. The big reason I'm not going to do it because I didn't dump the old gas out of it. So,
Yes, it's started.
It's been amazing it started.
that's why you buy this.
And one thing I've noticed is with the steel. Now, some chainsaws have a little bubble where you choke it.
Yeah.
Like the Craftsman does that.
Push
Craftsman. With the steel, you push it all the way down, and once it pops, it starts, then move it off the choke up to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to show you. So, and there's a little trigger. You push this down to run the stuff. And you have to do that. But yeah, all the way down to choke. My brother Christian's just one little click. It's going to quit, but it's going to make that one little click.
That's how my riding lawnmower is. I
Bring it up.
choke it and then
Yeah.
once I pull
Bring it up one, and it'll go. Yeah, my Husqvarna Yeah, my Husker barn is the bubble. A lot of small engines are that way. You just fill up the bubble and that's the choke. But and then once you pull the trigger and get it going, it'll pop up into the run and then ups off. Okay. Any questions?
If you have a battery powered one, just push a button. So there's no pulling.
Yeah. I mean that is
Ours is
the
a plug into the wall. I know
I
how
have
to
one
work
of
it
those.
though. It's easy.
I'm not gonna knock anybody. It's a little hard to find current bushes
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on the hill.
It's only for our orchard.
And how many batteries you got? I mean, if I had an electric one, I mean, like I said, I've got a battery powered drill and a big light that I was able to work at night and the back, different things. I've got about 6 batteries.
It's a 340-volt battery. So they have some time on the battery. But yeah, I understand that.
So, okay, couple of your friends, whether you're doing in my opinion, whether you're doing your orchard, whether you're trimming your fruit trees with them, okay? Wear gloves. I'm sure an electric one is not as loud, but before that. I don't see much without them, so, but okay, Brother Christian, don't panic. Earplugs. And yes, Bishop Bennett, I have this sitting in the dash of my truck, and Bishop Bennett one time, he's sitting there looking at it, and I just let it go. I just was grinning inside. I says, they don't smash. And it was the old ones. That was the wax. Use it for survival. You shave that off if you're in a survival. It's like it's better than a candle to start a fire. Anyway, the earplugs. Okay, now.
My husband's an electrician and he uses wire nets.
Better than nothing. Okay, now, I am not a big advocate for my personal use of shafts. These are safety shafts. Okay, and I'm holding them this way. However, people that aren't too sure about it, learning, okay, different situations, young people, most definitely. They've got a hard, not a hard, but whatever material on the outside. But the shafts themselves, you can kind of see this white that actually fits on your legs, straps on your legs, just like prayer cowboy shafts. That's strands of fiberglass. And the idea is you hit your leg, it cuts through the orange or brown or whatever color they are, but it catches that fiberglass and binds up the chain. Okay.
And it works.
It works.
Somebody saved a leg.
You can ask my son. Dad, I don't want to wear those. You're wearing them. I'm sorry.
Did he think, yeah?
It works. And I mean, I put that on because it's an open wound, so to speak. But there's still some good light. You can look on the backside and you don't even see where it is. As anything these days, especially in the safety end of things, they're not the cheapest. And admittedly, I've had, close calls, not real close, but I've stumbled. I'm probably, with my eye situation and stuff, my depth perception is not the greatest. I'm probably going to wear them. Probably I need to get a bigger pair. Just, I'm looking for that. But anyway, okay. Can we walk out there? I don't want to, or And then you
We're gonna cut a tree? We're
No,
gonna
we're not
show.
gonna cut it, I'm gonna show you.
Let's go.
I know how to do it. You take a slice it off about 40.
As far as the actual cutting, I learned from what I consider one of the best. I only had a couple of times I was able to go with Joe Terry. The other, Robert Lloyd. Robert was going to be here. He says, I can handle this. You get better for Saturday because the others aren't going Saturday. I need you Saturday. So, okay, this is not your typical tree that you would burn. Cedar or pine. Pine is a lot easier because they're, you know, pine trees are great. But this is more along the lines of a cedar tree. So, what I've learned and what I've learned from the two and what I've learned from experience, I come in and cut what I can reach of the little stuff. Drag it out of the way if I'm going to set it up for little stuff. Then I come in, okay, and cut them while they're standing. Yeah, you've got to pay attention. And these are, I mean, there's big cedar trees, but obviously, you know, generally they're not big and big. Obviously, pay attention. But to go in and cut one, that dead one that is still standing, go in and cut it. You've got more to watch for, and you only have to watch once. But I found when I was taught, it's easier to limb them while they're up than try to roll one over. You know? And for a long time, what little bit I cut before I learned better is, we got the big stuff. Well, you got to split the big stuff. And even if you've got a friend that'll let you use their splitter, it's a lot of work. I'm not saying I don't get bigger stuff, but this little stuff.
So which
Yeah.
limbs would you cut off? Would you cut like that big limb there?
Well, I would take this one first, and then this one, that one,
Yeah.
this one, that one. I mean, I try to go
Then what
size
about those three big
and
ones?
get them out of the way, and then I come in
You
these
would.
big ones. Okay, and like this one here, I wouldn't necessarily cut it and then cut it. I'd cut it and let it fall, and then I'd come in. I mean, that's good. That's good wood, or you know, good size. You don't have to split it. However you do it, you know. And now I know you've all got stoves, or you would be caring. Have you ever put a whole lot of little this size, let's say, in your stove at one time? Got it going.
Start it.
They burn really hot, really fast.
So let's
My pin there.
well to start it, yeah. But to load up your whole box like this, no, don't do it. I'll pick up. My wife learned the hard way. You didn't want to carry the big stuff. So, and it was a cold day. She loaded it up. It was full. She called, says, this thing's getting hot. Thermometer. It's getting hot. It's going up. It's going up. Damper it down. It's shut down. It's going. Anyway. Long story short. Fire needs three things. Put my old hat on. Fire needs three things. It's fuel, it's heat, and heat. Well, you got a whole bunch of this. It's got a lot of surface. Of fuel. That's what it gets hotter and hotter. I'm hoping you don't get in a situation we're talking, but if you do, somebody loads it for you or whatever, you know, and they don't know. Take a cup of water. Take a glass of water. Close it. You're gonna cut the heat.
Or even baking soda. Could do that.
In a
Not with fire.
no, because I mean here when I say put my firefighter hat on, steam or water on a fire like that, even like in a house fire in a room, it's I can't remember that 8 times. So you have a cup of water, you throw it on there, or not 8 times, but 8,000. That much steam. So it's yeah, almost instantly it's hot, but in that instant it gets before it's hot, it's cooler. But anyway,
Which angle would you take the, like that big room?
this one,
You just, yeah, that way
Yeah.
and that way, inside out,
Shortest
Yeah.
distance.
straight,
straight across.
because okay, however you're gonna split this.
Okay.
Let's say you're gonna split this with a maul, you know, or an axe.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna put it on a hard surface and you're gonna swing that. If you got it flat, it's gonna sit there. If you're putting it on a splitter, flat surface is as straight as you can. I mean, you do it now, you're gonna burn it. You don't need to leave something for it. So, I mean, good question. Yeah. Straight. Anyway, any questions?
Let's pretend it's mine straight up. How are you gonna cut it?
Depending on where you're cut. Cut standing. Stuff can't be over 6 inches. One side, about halfway through the first. Go on the other side. Cut away. You would go away. Cut that way. Cut. Roll it. Wedge towards where you want it. It doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, do the wedge. Now, I mean, good question.
I got
Well, okay. I'm gonna throw this out. Not that you're not capable, but if you need some help, I'll volunteer runner.
Okay.
And you can bring this up now. No. Okay. In our ward, I'm the head of the service. Right now, but Bruce Burnett said, hey, so and so needs some wood. They need some split. They have some, they need wood. They need some. So and so needs some wood. Okay. I'm not I says, when can we go? Robert says, when can we go? So and so splits. The Ellis Corp's gonna go in a couple of weeks. Get some wood. Well, you can make it 8 o'clock in the morning. But they don't need to work right now. Okay. What about so and so? No, we got them taken care of. Let's split it. They're good. Cool. They'll need some.
They're saying they're eager to help out.
I says, what about so and so? What about? And I'll tell you who this one is. I asked Carol Willard. I said, you know, no, somebody's been bringing me some food stuff. So I say to Robert and Tricia, we don't need to worry about Carol. Oh, yeah. So I say that. I'm serious. They would be more than happy. And if they can't, let me know. Get those for them. Help cut it. I mean, if they're live trees now, you won't burn them this year, and it won't be worth it. But if they're coming down, you can burn them next year. But yeah, it'll be, if you don't want to touch it. I know you're pretty. I can see you out there. I can see you out there. Any other questions? I hope I've been helpful.
Your experience on shear time, dry time, 1 year, 2 years.
The longer the better, obviously. Okay. Whatever you're going to go cut around here. Okay. First of all, you can't cut.
It's already dead.
It's already dead. It's fired. Okay. The fired stuff, it's black, it's dirty, but it's good.
Where would you go for that? Everyone on
For what I'm
Chandler,
talking about?
Yeah.
Go
Which
down.
hill?
Well, behind
Butler's?
Butler. No, well, no, not Butler's, but
Jerry
around there
Jones.
by Jerry's and just up on the hill,
Make
up on the
the
power
first
line.
left.
You're in Dameron.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna go up there by Pinto.
I've had
So-
to buy. Well, I haven't had to. I've been lazy, and we bought wood for the last 2 or 3 years, and I've got it from a guy that lived in Vale. But he brought me a couple of cord the other day, and I says, "Where you get?" He says, "East of town." So you don't have to go to Pinto. I haven't been to Pinto for quite a while.
Okay.
I don't know what's up there, but from what Chuck's telling me, I mean, the fire that hit here hit up there too. Go. I mean, just you might have to, depend on what you might have to hunt a little bit, and there again, it depends on what your preference is, what you're after. Are you after a bunch of stuff? You know, I mean, I went up so I know what we're doing Saturday with the elders forum. People have gone up there and limbed trees and just taken the big stuff. We'll be able to get 2 or 3 truckloads.
Just by picking up the.
Just yeah.
One, just a point of caution. I always buy a wood.
They have
You
them.
can go to the bureau, like, some local thing, for $20.
Still 3.
3 cord.
Right now they're giving away 4 cords for free. The Forest Service, yeah.
Now this
Bureau
this
van
this is fire service up here. It's not BLM. You still have to go to the BLM office to get.
Yeah, go to
The
the
only
on River
reason I
Road
say that.
or Riverside.
I've lived up there since we came in 2005. I've never seen a ranger, ever until 2 years. He drove up. First thing he says, "Where's your permit?"
And you pull it out.
I pulled it out. He says, "Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're one of the few."
Wow.
Well,
And so he'll sign it. He says, "How many cords you're gonna get?" And then you have to take that part of that permit and tack it on the back.
are they still 3rd cords or half?
They're a half.
They're half. See, it's been a while since I.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a
You
while
get
since
you get
I've gotten it.
eight of the little papers. Each one's a half a cord.
Yeah.
So
See,
five-
and I'm gonna love that, because when I start cutting my own wood, there's some trees that I need to cut at the ranch. Okay, and a little humor here, deer hunting or ranching or whatever. The fence is here, but the border, the border could actually be out there 1/4 of a mile. The deer's still running out there. Well, in my case, the border's at least 10 feet on that side of my fence. Because that's where the tree is, that if I don't cut it, it's going to fall on my fence and I got to fix fence. But I'm not getting a permit
No,
to keep that from.
no.
Right.
But
But
if you-
and
if
I'm
you-
glad you said that, because I was at Enterprise the other day at Bracken's, former Mayor Bracken. Lee, do you sell wood permits? Firewood permit? No, we haven't done that for years. He says, there's probably 1 in 100 people that are getting wood that have permits. I said, oh, I know that. You know, I says, Mayor, did you really say that? He says, yeah, I said. But yeah, all the times. I mean, I've always bought permits. I've got to go get some tomorrow, so we have them for Saturday.
Sure.
But you're saying they're giving them away?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Where's the
That
address
place on
at?
River 345 Riverside
Yeah,
Road.
Riverside
Okay.
Drive down there. Just
Yeah.
Barely around the corner.
Where
that's
the
fair to-
old, where the old car PMB used to be, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Close
yeah.
to it.
yeah. That's the BL. Yeah,
BL.
I think one side was the
Where the,
DMV.
where the car things still should be.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
yes.
convenience.
The permit that I got is for the state park or the national park.
Well, it's
The
for-
Now
Dixie.
we buy Christmas tree cuts
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's where we
it's the
go
same
up by
place.
Pinto to get our
Right.
Christmas
Okay.
tree.
But and here again, it's been a few years since I bought them. But the last time I bought a permit, it was for like the majority of the county.
Yeah.
Right.
They gave me a big map and I
Yeah.
just was interested in that spot because I was told by Larry Provost that that's where I should go to get the firewood. And so,
At the Pinto.
yeah.
I'm not
But
saying
I-
you're not going to find it,
But you said
but
like,
it's a lot closer here. It's,
Horseman's Park Drive, so that
Yeah.
that Horseman's Park Drive is just this side of
Right.
Dameron. Take that road, dirt road, up until I see the burnt trees. Is what you're saying?
basically, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that or like there's a couple roads that go to the east,
Mm-hmm.
south of the valley. I mean, that's what I said. I don't know exactly up there. Chuck
Yeah.
said east of Denver.
Okay.
Found a good spot. And what he's brought me is not burned.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So back to your question. I've got enough. I mean, I've got enough to last me for the winter, but I'm going to start cutting through the winter for next year. And I've got dead stuff. But there's quite a few. Dad's probably got 24 live trees that he wants taken out. Just for whatever. So when I get to them, if it's small, you know, if it's big, it's got to be split to fit in the stove. If you can get that cut and split in May, June, by November, here, it's hot.
Oh, okay.
Another year would be great, but it'll burn and it'll get you a good fight.
Mm.
I mean, obviously, you know, the long. But yeah, you split. If you were to get green stuff, which here again you can't, you have to cut depth. But if you had an occasion for, you know, like Marty's trees in her yard, I'd give those a couple of years because those are pretty good sized trees.
I got some dead ones in the back.
If
30
you-
acre.
yeah. But like this, let's say this thing here. If we're to cut this now, it would burn this year, but it wouldn't be efficient.
Hmm.
Next year, yeah. The next year,
Okay.
But yeah,
Good, thank you.
that's one benefit we have here. It's hot, it's dry. So
Pretty good.
I mean,
Yeah.